Shiba Inu is finally showing its presence today. The price has climbed up after days of decline, and the atmosphere has shifted. Analysts are dropping their signals, and Elon Musk just made a crazy move that's big for Shiba Inu. However, something even crazier happened with Coinbase. Hundreds of billions of Shiba Inu are being taken away, and the devs are nowhere to be found. What is happening? And what on earth am I even talking about? Well, let me explain. Disclaimer. Shiba Inu is still making moves, and it looks like the price has finally chilled out a bit. It's up a couple of percent from yesterday, not a crazy pump, but still a big deal because it means some of those losses are finally getting wiped out. The vibe of the market is starting to shift, and people are slowly gaining confidence again. You can feel the hype creeping back in, but there's actually more going on here than just a small price jump. One analyst pointed out that this could be a turning point. Shiba Inu has climbed over 10% recently, and it's starting to show some real strength. There's a solid level where buyers are stepping in and stopping it from dropping further, which is a good sign. In fact, the recent mini pump pushed it past another key level, adding more fuel to the fire. Right now, there's nothing major holding it back, but if Shiba Inu really wants to keep climbing, it needs to break through a tough price zone just a bit higher. If that happens, we could see even bigger gains ahead. And if it really wants to shake off the bearish vibes completely, it'll need to push even further to fully confirm a comeback. On the flip side, it needs to hold above a certain level to keep things looking good. If it dips too low, things could get rough again. Some indicators are hinting that momentum is shifting, and the recent boost in trading volume backs that up. There's definitely some buying pressure, but the real question is whether it's strong enough to take things to the next level. For now, as long as Shiba Inu keeps holding steady and breaking through key levels, a real comeback could be in the works. But without some big players jumping in, it might not have the firepower for a massive rally just yet. You might be wondering, why now? What's going on? Why is this price movement happening all of a sudden? Well, maybe it's the perfect time to zoom out and look at the bigger picture. It turns out, Shiba Inu isn't the only one making moves. Bitcoin is doing the same thing. Its price has been creeping up over the last day, bouncing back from the lower 96 range and climbing closer to 98. It's not a massive surge, but it's enough to turn some heads. When Bitcoin starts shifting like this, the rest of the market usually follows, and that's exactly what we're seeing now. Here's the kicker. One analyst even thinks Bitcoin might be on the verge of a new all-time high. Bitcoin, the biggest player in crypto, could be gearing up for a major move, and a lot of it has to do with its connection to gold. Gold has been absolutely booming lately, breaking records and consistently climbing higher. Meanwhile, Bitcoin has been hanging out in a tight range for the past few weeks after reaching a record high on Inauguration Day. But here's the interesting part. Whenever gold pulls ahead like this, Bitcoin usually isn't far behind. Analysts have noticed this pattern over the years, and history suggests Bitcoin could be about to follow gold's lead once again. One analyst, Dank, pointed out that Bitcoin has been in an accumulation phase while gold has been running wild. But every time something like this happens, Bitcoin eventually catches up. Another Bitcoin enthusiast, Carbon, made a similar point, saying that Bitcoin tends to follow gold's price movements, just with a little delay. If that's true, we could be looking at a major run-up soon. Now, how high could Bitcoin actually go? Predictions are all over the place. Some analysts see it hitting well over six figures by the end of the year, with some even throwing out wild targets like $1 million. Whether or not it goes that high, the overall sentiment is clear. Bitcoin is setting up for something big, and when Bitcoin moves, the rest of the crypto market moves with it. That's where Shiba Inu comes in. If Bitcoin starts its climb toward new highs, Shiba Inu could get pulled up right along with it. We've seen this happen before. When confidence in Bitcoin grows, meme coins like Shiba Inu tend to catch some of that hype. So if this trend plays out the way analysts expect, we might be looking at the start of something really exciting. But here's where things get even more interesting. With all the hype in crypto right now, Elon Musk just stepped in and made a bold move. It turns out, Tesla just bought a massive chunk of Bitcoin to add to its holdings. A tweet revealed that Tesla has upped its Bitcoin stash to over 11,000 coins. That's huge. If you remember back in 2021, Elon shocked the world when Tesla first jumped into Bitcoin with a $1.5 billion purchase. Since then, the company's crypto strategy has been all over the place, sometimes holding, sometimes selling, and keeping everyone guessing. But this latest buy is a clear signal that Tesla still believes in Bitcoin's long-term value. With Bitcoin's price moving up and down, Tesla making this kind of move is bold, but also strategic. It's a way to hedge against inflation and diversify their assets. But it also sends a message. Big players are still betting on Bitcoin, and when institutions like Tesla show confidence, it has a ripple effect across the whole crypto space. And here's why this is a big deal for Shiba Inu. When Bitcoin makes a major move, Shiba Inu usually follows. The two tend to move together, and with Tesla throwing its weight behind Bitcoin again, the hype and confidence in the market are only growing. That's exactly the kind of energy that could push Shiba Inu even higher. But there's another factor at play here. Elon Musk. We all know how influential he is when it comes to meme coins. His history with meme coins is legendary, and every time he so much as mentions them, the entire meme coin market feels the impact. Given that connection, it wouldn't be surprising to see Shiba Inu catch some of that momentum. If Bitcoin's climb continues and Musk's influence adds fuel to the fire, we could be looking at the perfect setup for Shiba Inu to make a serious move, a new all-time high. It might not be as far-fetched as it sounds. With everything lining up, the market heating up, Bitcoin gaining strength, and big players making moves, the stage is set. If this trend keeps going, Shiba Inu could be in for a wild ride. Speaking of massive transactions, something pretty interesting just happened with Shiba Inu. Reports just came in that a jaw-dropping amount, over 150 billion Shiba Inu, was suddenly withdrawn from Coinbase. Now, at first glance, the market hasn't been all that exciting lately. It's been a bit of a waiting game. But just because the price isn't moving much doesn't mean nothing is happening. Sometimes the real action is happening behind the scenes. Thanks to data from Arkham Intelligence, we now know that an unknown wallet pulled this massive stash of Shiba Inu off Coinbase over the last few days. That's worth a couple of million at today's prices, which is definitely not small change. But here's where things get even more mysterious. This wallet had no history before this, no past transactions, nothing. And every single withdrawal came from the same Coinbase address. This might just be the tip of the iceberg, because something even stranger just happened with Shiba Inu futures. Shiba Inu has been trading in a pretty tight range lately, not making any major moves. But behind the scenes, the futures market went absolutely wild for a brief moment. Trading volume for Shiba Inu futures exploded, hitting a massive multi-billion-dollar surge before suddenly crashing down by almost 90%. This kind of spike usually means one thing. Traders were jumping in fast, trying to ride the wave. But the hype didn't last. Market data suggests that this wasn't long-term investors loading up. It was mostly short-term speculation, a quick burst of excitement that faded just as fast as it arrived. Now here's the crazy part. Where are the devs? Seriously, it's like they vanished. No updates, no announcements, no hints about any new collaborations, just silence. And with everything that's been happening, these massive whale moves, the weird future spike, you'd think they'd step in to clear things up. But nope, nothing. It just doesn't feel right. But hold on. People are also speculating. What if this is all part of something bigger? What if the devs are staying quiet because they're cooking up something huge? Think about it. Every time things start getting weird with Shiba Inu, it's usually because something big is coming. Maybe they're working on a major collaboration. Maybe a new token is in the works. Or what if they're planning an insane burn update that could change everything? It's all just speculation for now, but the pieces are starting to add up. Whenever Shiba Inu has had its biggest moments, there's always been that element of surprise. Could this be one of those times? Are we about to see something that brings back the hype and takes Shiba Inu to the next level again? We don't know yet, but whatever's happening, it's definitely something to keep an eye on.